Where's mine? Hello, everybody. Please jump on here real quick and see if we can get the show on the road. I think I'm 2 minutes late. I really thought I was going to be on time, but life being what it is, you know, doesn't always work that way. I need to center my my camera. Guys, it's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm over here at Simoson Building, plot number 8585 on mwewa Lane, and the time is 10:02. I missed it by 2 minutes. I was doing everything within my power to jump on live on time. I was on a roll. I was on a almost near perfect streak here the last couple of days, and I think I have broken the record today by showing up 2 minutes late. But here's the thing, though. This is Simoson Building, where nothing works ever. Okay, I mean, we are a puzzle wrapped in an enigma, encapsulated in a mystery. That's what we are. Somebody said loud and clear. I'm using my Rode mics. I've got the Rode, trusted Rode. I'm using my lapel. I've got the transmitter connected to the phone, and we're ready. Saturday morning. What is the day today? You know, today feels like a Saturday. What day is it? It's a Tuesday. Oh my. Guys, that tells you where my headspace is. And let me explain that. The reason I thought today was Saturday is because the work that I do here at Simoson, it sort of blends, it bleeds into everything else. Okay? At Simoson Building, Saturday could very well be a Monday. Okay? At Simoson Building, Friday could well be a Saturday. You know why? Because we don't consider what we do as work. Therein lies the secret. I heard a very famous Hollywood actress say, find something that you love to do and then figure out a way to get paid for it. Because, you know, if you've got a job that feels like work, you know, something that you have to do, you have to go there, you have to be there, that's just torturous. I couldn't do that. I couldn't be somewhere where I have to be. I have to want to be there in the first place. That's the route that you must take in order to find happiness and fulfillment as far as your vocation is concerned, is that you have to find something that you love to do that doesn't feel like work. The moment it begins to feel laborious, the moment it begins to feel like a bit of a strain, the moment it feels like a burden on your shoulders, you're not living. You're just existing. Okay? So the other day, well, not the other day, earlier today, someone asked me on one of the comment section, I had advertised that I was going to be live at 10 a.m. and I was going to sort of respond and react to this news that Mr. Valden Findley and possibly the ECL family were going to sort of sue me for saying that Valden Findley is going to assist, is one of the well-wishers in terms of repatriating ECL's body. And somebody in the comment section said, but when do you work? Honey, I work all the time. For those of you, for all the nosy people in the world, if you really want to know, I come to the office by 7:30. I'm usually here by 7:30. And I leave at about 18:30. The only reason I stay behind sometimes is when I feel I have something to say on my platform. And then another person wrote and said that, why don't you just keep quiet? Silence is golden. Guys, I keep telling you, first of all, you don't know what it's like being me out here for you. Okay? It is an up and dawn, pride swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about. Okay? So here's the thing about this thing that you love to quote this, silence is golden. Half of you don't even know what the hell that means. Okay, here's the caveat. Silence is only golden if you have nothing worthwhile to say. And strictly speaking, in a sense, the phrase silence is golden is an incomplete sentence. It really should say silence is golden when you don't have anything worthwhile to say. If you don't have anything notable to say, silence is golden. If you don't have anything worthwhile to say, then silence is golden. If you don't have an opinion that you passionately feel, passionately feel strongly about, then silence is golden. But if the opposite is true, honey, silence is not golden. Malcolm X used to say that when the sun comes up, the rooster crows. Well, sun's up, and this rooster is going to crow. All righty. I'm getting amused at some of your comments. Some young lady, I don't know who she was. She jumped on my, and guys, you must know that this page, this is Simon Mwewalaine page, is full of SML TV haters. Full. Boy, I tell you, they gather around here like a swarm of bees. Anytime they know that I'm on my page, they come running, boy, with daggers drawn. You know that phrase? They come here with daggers drawn, and they stab me from the front. That's what they do, because, you know, they hate me so much, it's ridiculous. And then, of course, there's some others, and I appreciate you, for those of you that truly, that you like my page and you sort of participate in what we do here, and you understand that there is a sinister conspiratorial push to silence certain people while the PF are peddling lies. The most conducive environment that the PF want to create is that they want to create an environment where only they drive the conversation. Only they drive the narrative. Okay? And that's not fair and that's not right. Okay? If you're going to talk, then somebody else can talk. You shouldn't be the only one driving the narrative. So let's get into it. I was saying that some young lady, she made a comment. She said, why don't you just keep quiet? Why don't you just shut up? And I said to her, and you know, her profile page, she's got this pretty picture of her, and then she's got her mammaries literally screaming at the camera. Okay, you guys know what mammaries are? I mean, the only thing we didn't see are you know what I'm talking about. And my response to that was, well, because, you know, she said to me, she said, you need to shut up and you need to keep quiet. I said, well, you know what? The thing is, this is my page. Okay, SML TV belongs to me. And because it belongs to me, I have the privilege and the right to sort of say what I feel that I want to say. In the same way that those mammaries belong to you, this page belongs to me. Oh my goodness. You would have thought that I had declared the landing of a plague. The SML TV haters came out with both guns blazing. Simon, how dare you talk to her like that? How dare you say that to her? But why is it that they can say stuff and I can't? You want to explain that to me? Anyway, all right, guys, let's get into it. Many of you know, and in order for us to understand clearly where we are, we can only first begin to understand where we've come from. So let me explain. Not too long ago, when around the 5th of June, 5th, 6th, 7th of June, somewhere there, upon hearing that the former 6th late president, Edgar Lungu, had passed away, President Hichilema sent a plane, a ZAF plane, a Zambia Air Force plane, in order to help the family repatriate, move, transport the body of ECL from South Africa to Zambia. That ZAF plane has been sitting there since that time. And my understanding is that it's still there, okay? And what that says is that President Hakainde Hichilema has seen it fit to help the family expedite the process of repatriating ECL's body. That's all that was. And I know some of you come back with this retort and response. No, why should the HH send a ZAF plane to bring his dead body? Why didn't HH send a ZAF plane to take him to South Africa? Well, there was no need for that, because ZAF does not transport patients. That's not the job of ZAF, number one. Number two, it is on record now that this lie that the PF peddled, that Edgar Lungu was somehow blocked from traveling to South Africa from Zambia, the PF created this lie. They created this fallacy that Lungu was blocked. Secretary to the Cabinet, Patrick Kangwa, made it abundantly clear that no such thing happened. Secretary to the Cabinet said that Professor Njovu, ECL's personal physician, had done the right thing, had followed procedure in informing the Cabinet, Secretary to the Cabinet, that ECL was to travel to South Africa for a medical issue. Patrick Kangwa said, it is on record, that they even said, Patrick Kangwa's office said, if there's anything you need help with, please let us know. Let us know. Where do you think that comes from? It comes from the top, it trickles down to the bottom. And yet, Emmanuel Mwamba, Given Lubinda, Raphael Haijaka Nakachinda, ran with this story, this rumor that literally grew legs and just ran everywhere. Kuti ECL was blocked. He was never blocked. In the presence of Makebi Zulu, Secretary to the Cabinet, Bakangwa, clarified and said, no such thing happened. Knowing Makebi Zulu, the way we know Makebi Zulu, if what Patrick Kangwa was saying was erroneous or untrue or false, immediately Makebi Zulu would have said, no, Patrick Kangwa, apomoabe pobufiapo. You know good and hell well ECL was blocked. He would have said that. He didn't say it, and he's a lawyer. He knows the power of I object. That's what he does. He makes a living out of objection. I object, Your Honor, that's not true, that's not right. Makebi's retort would have been, but he said no such thing, because he knew that what Patrick Kangwa was saying was absolutely true. ECL was never blocked, but the PF took it upon themselves to peddle and create this lie that grew legs and ran everywhere. Michael Jackson famously said, when you hear a lie often enough, you begin to believe it. And the PF know this. They know that the more they peddle a lie, the more they say it, the more they say it, the more they say it, the more it grows roots, gains traction, and seeps and penetrates the power mind structure of the average Zambian. Teapa, even South Africa media even quoted and questioned Raphael Haijaka Nakachinda, who took it upon himself to peddle this sinister lie that the state somehow poisoned, listen, poisoned ECL. Nakachinda blamed it on the family, conveniently. If you listen to that interview, Nakachinda is very crafty. I know him. He's very crafty. The chap is dangerous. When it comes to propaganda, he is the father, he is the spawn of Morning Star, of Lucifer. He is. I'm not kidding you. I mean, the guy is dangerous. He's so sinister, he shirks. You know the word shirk? Okay? Not shake, shirks, shifts. The word shirk means shift or transfer. He shirks the responsibility off onto Tasila and her family. Raphael says, no, the family feel that there was some type of underhandedness, that ECL was poisoned. And we as a party, meaning the PF, we can only support the thoughts of the family. You see how sinister? You see what he did there? What Raphael Hijaka Nakachinda has done there is simply say, I'm not saying it, the family are saying it. And whatever the family says, we as the PF party support. Do you see the sinister, the skullduggery, the underhandedness, the cloak and dagger method? Do you see that? So, when HH sent the plane, the ZAF plane, and the only reason he sent it, because HH is benevolent. HH has, his spirit is always about extending an olive branch. Somebody says, mwewa, how do you know that? When he first was elected president, the very first thing he said was he preached cohesiveness. When HH won in 2021, you must understand, some of you are not aware, UPND cadres were thirsty for blood. They were itching, they were starving for revenge because of all the horror, the hell. If you were to listen to some of the testimonies of UPND people that went through hell, I mean, the president himself. The president was on the roof of Sun, is it Sun Radio or something? On the verge, on the precipice of being killed, not beaten, not maimed, not injured. The PF cadres were in the process of killing him. That is how dangerous it was. When he was on the rooftop, you've seen the video. In those days, he was an opposition leader. You saw how this man, HH, had to literally escape for his life. Not being maimed or no, they wanted to kill him. Now, fast forward to 2021, when the very man, as we say in Zambia, who the PF wanted to kill and eliminate, now he's the president. What do you think the UPND cadres were waiting for? Because you see, the truth is, HH at that time, he could have chosen to remain silent. His silence would have been an instruction. Do you know that? Oh, I need to spend some time here, boy, because I love talking about this. I love it. You know the thing about these PF vagabonds, they think they think they're angels. They are the devil. HH could have easily remained silent. His silence would have been a coded instruction to the UPND cadres. Revenge. Do to them what they did to us. Vanquish them. Subdue them. Engulf them. Swallow them. Consume them. Destroy them. Hichilema. What did he do? The very first thing, don't get me, I'm going to start crying. The very first thing he preached, peace, love, cohesiveness. He said, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the market, you should be able to wear what you want to wear. Nobody should disenfranchise you for being green, blue, red, or otherwise. You stand under the banner of One Zambia, One Nation. You are a Zambian and you are well within your rights to express your political affiliation. Nobody should fault you for that. You should have seen the UPND cadres. They were furious. We don't retaliate. No. Love, peace, not reconciliation, magnanimity, because he used the word magnanimous. Yeah, but they killed us. No. Be magnanimous. But they broke into our homes and they removed us unceremoniously and we were afraid to even... No. Be magnanimous. Be magnanimous. Yeah, but they beat us within an inch of our lives and we didn't know what to do. We didn't know where to go. No. Be magnanimous. Lelo, va PF, they can talk the way they're talking. Nonsense. So my point is, when HH sent the ZAF plane, it was just to facilitate. It was just to help the family expedite, make quicker, make easier the process of repatriating that body here back to Zambia. Because some of you may not know, repatriating a body, a deceased, is very expensive. So this offer was on the table. And as far as I know, the plane is still there. It's just sitting there. It's just there. Makebi Zulu came on air. And he was very categorical. He said, we have been in negotiation with the administration. And we have agreed on the following. And so he begins to he begins to sort of talk about what they agreed on and all that, where they came together as far as, a meeting of minds and compromise and agreement. But then he got to the part where he said the body will be transported using a private aircraft via well wishes. Now, as far as the government is concerned, we know how they had offered to repatriate the body. We know that government, through HH, because he's the commander-in-chief, and constitutionally, he's able to do that. He's able to say to the army, go over there and bring the body. He's well within his constitutional rights as the president and commander-in-chief of this nation to do that. So he's fine to do that. But then when Makebi Zulu retorts, when he responds and says, no, he is ZAF plane fire, even though we know if we use ZAF, it will be more convenient, it will be quicker, there'll be less roadblocks. What would normally take 2 hours will take 15 minutes in terms of process. Makebi said, no, us and me being the lawyer and representative of the ECL family, we've rejected the ZAF plane. We'll do it on our own through well wishers. Now, government revealed how they would have done it. Why doesn't Makebi Zulu reveal who the well wishers are? Because we know Makebi Zulu is on record. He's said many times that the ECL family is financially strapped, that many times they've had to go through times of financial woes and difficulties, which is not true. Makebi Zulu is lying through his teeth, and the truth is not in him. The Lungu family are very liquid. Don't be misled. Don't be deceived by these chaps. They'll mislead you. They'll misguide you. Don't be cheated, as we say in Zambia. The Lungu family are liquid. They've got lots of money. They feign poverty for political purposes. There it is. There, I said it. Are you going to sue me for that? Let me say it again. They feign poverty for political purposes. Feign meaning pretend. They feign poverty, meaning they pretend to be poor for political purposes. Because that sort of thing resonates with the average Zambian. It's identifiable. Sorry, not it's relatable, that's the word. When you say you are struggling, you're just trying to rub two coins together and things are that is more relatable to the average Zambian. They know that, so they use that gimmick. When we know that's not true. Mufi. That is a lie that Makebi Zulu is peddling in real time, in full color, in Dolby sound. Lies. So, when Makebi said, we are going to use a private well-wisher, it is alleged, and word on the street is that Valden Findley is the one that's going to facilitate that whole process in repatriating Lungu's body to Zambia. Now, as far as I can tell, it stands to reason that that is plausible because Valden Findley was very close to ECL. They were very good friends, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you watch my video, if you watch my delivery, it's very clear. I said, it's come to my attention, allegedly, that Valden Findley is going to facilitate the transportation of ECL, because ECL and Valden were very close friends. That's it, full stop. And I said, I think he's a great guy to do that. That's it. So, where is the problem? Because, you know, I'm here, Emmanuel Mwamba has posted on his page, no, the ECL family and Valden are going to sue mwewa for alleging that Valden is going to help his friend. So you're upset that I'm accusing you of being a good Samaritan. Is that what you're saying? I mean, if I had a friend, okay, if I had a friend that passed away and I have the means, I have the capability, I have the wherewithal, I have the capability of helping repatriate my friend's body, whom I was clearly very close to, and then you post and say, mwewa is going to transport his friend's body. And then I say, oh, I'm going to sue you for saying that. What am I suing you for? I'm suing you for telling me that I'm a good guy, I'm a good Samaritan, for helping my friend? How's that going to work? And in any case, let's just be frank and honest. Imwe bantu imwe. Kuchipata, abena chipata balandati. Waluma mbuzi, eba sumane mbwa. That's what the people from Chipata say. Chawama mbuzi, wa sumane mbwa. That saying is a very well-known saying. In any case, if you were to weigh the things that the PF, Emmanuel Mwamba, Given Lubinda, and the Raphael Hijaka Nakachinda, if you were to weigh all the horrible lies that they have created against my alleged revelation that Valden Findley, who was a very close friend of ECL, if you weigh those two things, on one hand, PF on this scale, full of PF lies. ECL was murdered. ECL was poisoned. ECL said, I don't want I don't want HH near my body. All lies. You put all of those facts on this scale against me saying Valden Findley, who was very close to ECL, has decided to help his friend. Where's the problem? Who's better? This revelation or these lies? Which is defamatory? Because this is not defamation. I'm simply saying to Valden, you're a good friend. You're helping. You're one of the well-wishers. Word on the street, word has reached our raw ear that you are so good, you're such a great friend that you're going to help repatriate. You're going to help the family get through this as quickly and as expeditiously as possible. That's all I'm saying. So then how does that turn into a lawsuit? Because I said you're a good Samaritan? Because I called you a well-wisher? Good Lord. What the hell are we doing over here? Huh? I mean, the world's gone mad, mate. The world's gone absolutely insane. We are now living in a world where if you reveal that someone is going to help his friend, all of a sudden that's a crime? That's a crime? You guys have lost your cotton picking everlasting minds. Trust me, you get over it. And if you do sue, well, we'll go where the evidence takes us. I mean, my father used to say, we live in a world where you are sued or you sue. It is the nature of man to sue or to be sued. Simple. So if you're upset that I'm saying, if Valden Findley is upset that I'm saying you helped your friend, well, I don't know what you wanted me to say. I'm just calling you a good Samaritan. That's all I'm saying. You know, and if that's a bad thing, it's a bad thing. You're bad. All right, you're bad. You're fine. All righty. Thanks for watching. God bless. Bye.